It's a little daring to think you can deliver beef to me. How many people order meat from you?
So meat is our biggest seller. Okay.
No.
Yes.
Hey, welcome back to my channel. Yes, I'm shining the glass of wine because there will be reason to pour some. I am on a journey to highlight as many as possible amazing women, bold women, the kind of women doing stuff that makes you sit up and wonder, why didn't I think about that? And also, wow. And one of them is Juju. Now, Juju has her Huduma number name. She's Juliet Kennedy. Juju, welcome.
Thank you very much.
And thank you for bringing, and it's chilled, but we'll talk about it in a moment. Introduce yourself, ma'am.
So I'm Juju by Huduma number, Juliet Kennedy, and I started Green Spoon, which is an online food store for people who care about what they eat. I started that 3 years ago, which is the same age as my son.
So when you will finally be introduced on CNN, because they'll find you once I speak to you, and you have to tell them, you'll say, I am a food lover. I am a mother of two small monkeys, small little children that keep me very busy. Yes.
I'm a wife. I am a lover of humans. I'm fascinated by human behavior. And I love being busy and running an amazing business.
Which you are. But you are also the person who was bold enough to say, this e-commerce thing, I think we can try food. Really? How dare you? You do understand, the e-commerce space is here. In the retail revolution cycle, we are going there. But I don't think we're ready to purchase food.
No, we are.
No, I know, I've ordered from you. But what made you think, in a world where we're wondering whether the shoes we order that will be dropped by the Boda Boda guy will be the very shoes we saw online, how dare you think that we can buy cheese and wine and meat from you?
I think it's really daring, Caroline. Like you said, it was a leap into...
Can I open it?
Yes, please open it. Please open it. It was a leap, and I followed this deep gut instinct that told me, just try and see what happens. And one of the great things about having products online is that you have almost unlimited space to talk about them and to help people understand where their food is coming from, which is a huge part of why I set up Green Spoon. So you know, instead of, like, if I was running a shop, I might have to train 15 people on every single product in the shop.
Okay.
Instead, you come to the website, you have a look at the product, you're like, oh, I wonder where this comes from. Everything refers to the maker or the producer or the farmer.
Yes.
And you can then go to the producer's page and do a bit more reading on them and just understand, okay, this is where my beef is coming from, or this is where my baobab powder is coming from. And in turn, by buying that meat or that baobab powder or whatever it is, I'm supporting perhaps a community project or a small group of people in an area where income might be quite challenging.
Think about it like that.
Yeah, and then in turn, you're also making sure that you are putting quality food into your body.
Okay, so it was never that way for me. I found, oh, by the way, we're meeting for the first time.
Yes.
Oh, yes. I found you because of Jars of Goodness. I tried one of their salad dressings, couldn't find it at the supermarket where I always used to get it. Called because I assumed this is a woman somewhere in Nairobi. She's probably got boxes of it in her house. I can always send someone to pick it up. She says, actually, I'm out of, where is she? In Kilifi, where is she?
She's actually in Mombasa.
She's in Mombasa. And she says, but if you try Green Spoon, I'm like, who's that? So I get off the phone, of course I Google, and I find you, and I went there and I shopped for what I wanted, and then I got some honey from Binti's, what. I swear, Juju, then you had like 20 products, if that.
Those were definitely the early days.
Yes.
And I have to say, when your order came in, I was like, I'm delivering this. I'm taking it. I wasn't going to Westlands today, I'm going.
I know,
so it was very exciting.
The variety is shocking. Incidentally, can we talk about this wine? Because that's the other thing, you can find wine on Green Spoon. The Interloper?
I thought it would be a really fun one to bring along. First of all, I love the name.
Yes.
Interloper to me is like,
nice nose.
it's like your
It's wine o'clock.
It's wine o'clock. You are somewhere where perhaps you might not normally belong. Okay, so my background is not, I'm not a techie person, but I love it. And I've done a lot of marketing around.
Qualify that.
Digital.
I have just looked at your mobile interface for your platform. Who does this? This is you.
I have a team, but I'm updating it all the time. And generally it's me who comes up with the ideas on design and customer journey. But then the really techie stuff like code, which is super complicated, I can't do that. I've tried it, but it's another language.
Well done. No, it's really good.
Thank you. So anyway, I thought Interloper was a great name because we're all of us who are trying something different or new are interlopers into a new territory, aren't we? Do we belong or not? Not. But then we make ourselves belong, or we change the territory so that it belongs to us, sort of thing.
So let's go back to when I first ordered from you. Honestly, Juju, you had like 20 products. You had a few jams, you had a few peanut butters, honey, you had the jars of goodness. And then I remember seeing meat and thinking, who orders meat to come to their house or to their office? Who does that when you know where the butchery is? And I used to literally, and what I love about what you've done with your site now is that I also have a basket full and I don't check out my cart and a little reminder comes up and tells me, you haven't finished shopping. But I'm like, half the time I'm like, should I not? Should I? How? It's a little daring to think you can deliver beef to me. How many people order meat from you?
So meat is our biggest seller. Okay.
No.
Yes, meat and dairy, and then the wine, of course. So those are our biggest sellers. And the thing is that once you've tasted, well, meat is a big part of all our diets in Kenya, right? Veganism is not such a big movement here yet. It may become so, but we're still big meat eaters. And once you've tasted that meat that's grass-fed, pasture-raised, in fact, those beef cattle roam around on ranches in Laikipia and have the most amazing life, completely grass-fed, all natural, and then once they've been slaughtered, they're hung. So the meat becomes very, very tender and full of flavor. So once people have tasted that, it's really hard to go back
to the commercial.
Yeah. Well, there's plenty of really good meat out there, but what we do is the hanging, which is different to what a lot of traditional perhaps butcheries do. The meat has been killed and it's served or it's sold quite quickly afterwards. We're hanging for 14 to 20 days. I say we, but Jack and I, we feel like we're a bit of a team, well-hung butcher. So the meat is hung, it's really well packaged, and then we freeze it fresh so that you lock in all that freshness and all that flavor.
And you deliver.
And then we deliver frozen. So then we're protecting the cold chain. There's no chance of bacteria getting into a frozen sealed packet, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There will be two types of people watching you and listening to you. The people who are like, jive. And the people who are like, I want me some of that. And they'll go straight to Green Spoon and order. Because it's such a, for me, just a mental leap to get to that space of saying, beyond the beautiful honey, the peanut butter, the what, and I'm like, I ordered croissants as well.
Yes.
Beautiful ones.
Yes.
And I think you've got there's a caveat you put that when you order, if I ordered like now, you deliver them tomorrow because they'll be prepared this evening.
Tomorrow morning.
Really?
Yes. I mean, we have some
So what is your
gluten-free
delivery operation like?
So the delivery operation is actually pretty slick now, but you can imagine in the early days.
Yes, you were delivering.
When you set up a business, I was doing it myself, and over Christmas I usually end up in the car tearing around because we get so busy. And the most important thing is that my customers get their delivery that day. We don't do same day delivery, we do the next day delivery.
I know you do
but it's important.
Yes.
That's like a very key part of the business. So if it means I have to get in the car and do deliveries, that's the best use of my time to make sure the customers are happy. But generally that doesn't happen.
I will interview her in exactly a year. She'll have grey hair and she'll be losing her mind unless she outsources that part.
Yeah, generally that doesn't happen until like maybe 5 days before Christmas. and then it's just
Then
because
it's
everything's
madness.
manic. But day to day, it's a pretty slick operation. I have an amazing driver who's like the black book of Nairobi.
Oh,
and,
really?
Yeah, and he's got a clerk now, so that when he goes off, his assistant can then drive. So these guys have this insane map of, and they've got this crazy memory where they'll be able to remember, oh, it's that customer, I know where they live, so they're really, really on it.
So you deliver home. I've always said I cannot complicate people's lives. So I'm like, just deliver it to the office.
Yeah, well, generally we're delivering to people's homes because most people have got someone at home.
Yes.
Through the day,
Yes.
who can receive it, and our driver will go in and say, listen, these are the things that need to be frozen, put them in the freezer, these are the things for the pantry, and these are the things for the fridge. So we're really particular about that.
Yes, because, and before we take a break, she delivered ice cream. So I think Delia had just started doing ice cream. And I ordered some. In fact, she told me, and I was like, but how do you deliver ice cream? It will be a liquid, or it will be a milkshake by the time it gets past Nairobi's bad roads. And sure enough, it came packed in ice. My PA literally transferred it to the freezer, and I took it and took it home.
Yes.
And we had it.
Yes.
I was like, yes, so you can actually order ice cream from Juju, from Greenspoon. We've got to stop saying Juju. There's no website called Juju.
No, it's called Greenspoon.
It's Greenspoon, and it will come. And it will not be milkshake by the time it lands.
It's actually kind of amazing. But I think the other thing is just when you start a business, you're not quite sure how that's going to work out, right? So there was all sorts of, and my husband's one for get what you need and then work it out. Whereas I'm like, let's not buy anything, work it out, and then see what we need.
Yes.
So luckily I won that argument. Otherwise we'd have a fleet of bodders. But what I recognise...
Is that what he wanted to do?
Yes. I think he just wanted a picky. But what I realised very quickly with our business is that, well, we refuse to sell eggs in packets of 6 because I can't bear the plastic, right? So packaging is another element of the business that we're trying to change. So we only sell in trays. We sell a lot of wine. And I very quickly realised a bodder cannot carry a tray of 30 eggs.
No.
It's scrambled.
No, it's a scramble. Yes.
Yes. So we realized also that when somebody delivers to your home or your office, that is a really important part of the whole process, right? From the moment you hit our website to the moment you've got the food in your fridge and then you're cooking it.
I have these, and so the reason I have this is that she sent the tablecloths and the apron. I have an apron.
Yes.
I have an apron. Yes. I love this.
So we try to, and that's why we've got a recipe section as well, so that it's like we're going beyond just selling you food. We're also going to help you work out what to do with it.
Actually, I saw it. I yawned. I was like, nah, not to me. But it is for you. So if actually you love recipes and you want to know, because sometimes the challenge with recipes is you see the recipe and you're like, where am I going to get the things? You get them right on Greenspoon.
Exactly.
We're going to take a break. Please don't log on and then leave us here. When we come back, I'm going to talk about some of the stuff I love on her site, obviously to be wine and chocolate. and she will tell me about the stuff you need to go into. It's Greenspoon. Just find it, .co.ke. You will be fascinated. You'll be like, she does what? Yeah, I told you. I'm only speaking to amazing women. Subscribe and come back.